Man, you folks really want showdowns. It's kinda hilarious. One of the most requested conversations I've gotten is for a Pixel 4a versus Velvet video. I'm actually putting my SE comparison on hold for a sec because people keep asking for this fight. I'm going to keep this video a little simpler because I think these two phones both do a really good job of representing their respective niches. The Pixel 4a is one of the absolute best daily driver phones available today. Velvet is something new in this era of premium mid-rangers. Now, it's way too easy to look at the similarities in chipset performance and call it a day. In a straight showdown of processing power, Google software optimization competes extremely well against the slightly more powerful chip in the Velvet, especially for LG's UI likely needing a bit more horsepower to run. In just the benchmark comparison, the 4a wins an easy fight for punching not only above the price tag, but the perceived performance of the mid-range processor. Both phones are capable daily drivers, but the Pixel 4a feels similar at hundreds less. But a phone is more than just a CPU, and this is where a showdown needs some nuance. The Pixel 4a is amazingly capable, but the Velvet is just plain more phone in nearly every category. Build quality? I love a nice polycarb back. And at this price, the Pixel is great, but the Velvet, outside of the dual screen case, will feel indistinguishable from significantly more expensive phones in the hand. Build materials contribute to that price tag. The Pixel feels sturdy. The Velvet has an IP certification for water resistance. Both phones have 1080p OLEDs, but the Velvet screen is brighter and more expensive to produce. Both phones have headphone jacks. The Velvet's is nicer. The Pixel has solid battery life. The Velvet has a larger battery. The Pixel charges really quick. The Velvet also has wireless charging. Both phones have 128 gigabytes of storage. The Velvet can also use a micro SD card. The Velvet has USB 3 support for accessories and a decently usable desktop mode. The Velvet has more cameras and more modes to play with, but if we're being honest, I think most consumers in this target market will probably prefer Google's style of HDR. Still, a bigger sensor, an ultra-wide, and a depth camera cost more. The Pixel has shown surprisingly decent wireless performance for a less expensive phone. The Velvet is one of the lesser expensive 5G options out this year, and that's before we get to dual screen and stylus support. Point for point for point, the Velvet is a more premium device, commands a higher price tag, and I think it earns that price tag. And that's no significant loss for the Pixel. If we're really being honest about the needs and wants of our family and friends, I think most of us know more people who would appreciate the price to delight ratio of the 4a. I told you, Brandon, I'm totally ripping that phrase off. If we're really being honest about covering the basics, it's tough to beat the cheaper phones out there like this Pixel and the iPhone SE. While I think I know a few more folks who would prefer the smaller Pixel, the folks who are looking for something flashier, more capable, or are interested in tech like 5G won't be happy stepping back to the Pixel no matter how much money they save. Those folks might be looking at a Velvet in one hand and maybe a Note 20 in the other, and probably having a similar conversation in their heads about features and compromises and price. So this isn't really the kind of video we can wrap up with a bow and declare a winner after a brutal fight. This is where we all nod our heads at how much we enjoy competition and products with different features for different consumers. Because we don't just pay lip service to competition, we're legit tech fans who embrace those differences. Seriously, both of these phones are rad. I just probably wouldn't recommend them as potential options for the same consumer. As always, thanks so much for watching, sharing, and subscribing. Supporting your favorite content creators has never been more critical, even for a channel my size. I hope you'll check out the links down below, which help me not pack every video with baked-in ads and sponsorships. You could check out the support page on SomeGadgetGuy.com, or you might consider joining the list of names scrolling by from my Patreon. Those are super cool tech pals, so I hope you'll check them out. Now, you know where you can find me around the rest of the internet at SomeGadgetGuy on the Twitters and the Twitch, and the Facebooks and the Instagrams, and I will catch you all on the next video.